And just like that, baby, we are officially live on the official Wydoe podcast with your boy Wydoe. Good morning. It's kind of weird for me. This is a Monday morning. Usually I'd be at work at this time, but unfortunately, yesterday we were playing basketball at the LA Fitness. Second play of the game, I fucking tweaked the fuck out of my right ankle. Kept playing the rest of the game. Still had a great, phenomenal day the rest of the day, but you know what it is. Adrenaline's pumping. You should push through it. It is what it is. But when I woke up this morning, little different ball game. What I do for work wasn't going to match with a fucked up ankle, so called it a day. I'll take one rest day instead of working on it and then having the rest of the week be shitty. Take one day off, rest of the week I'm back. So with that being said, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful Monday. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great week, a great month, a great year, and a great life. But it's all up to you. It's your perspective. It's your life. I can't control it. I'm trying to control mine. It was a shitty day, but I'm trying to make it a great day. So let's move it, keep it moving forward. Did you watch UFC 277? Because I did. Great fight card. Loved it. Top to bottom. Went out to a nice little sports bar, had a couple shots, and watched it. I would love to go watch a fucking UFC card live in person. I mean, can you imagine? I wouldn't mind watching the early prelims, the prelims. I'd watch every single fight because their live is a different ball game. But let's break it down. My first takeaway, as you guys know, I'm not a big analyst guy. I don't believe in that. These are fighters. These are athletes. These are players if it's different sports. But I'll just tell you what I think. It was kind of shocking to see Derek Lewis go down that easy, that quick again. Another first round stoppage late into the first or 55 seconds in. So it's just he's always been one of those guys that can swing and bang. That's literally what he says. But after he just got knocked out against Bam Bam, it just seems like whoa. His chin is very fragile. His night button is easily tapped, and it's unfortunate. He's still 26-10 right now. He lost to a guy that's 16-1, Sergey Pavlovich. And he just cracked him, went down. It was definitely an early stoppage for real fight fans, especially if you've seen heavyweights they bang out. If you've seen the comebacks like the Czech Congo fight when he comes back miraculously. But at the end of the day, when they're heavyweights, because I was talking to my friends about it, if there's one job that I would love to referee, one sport I would love to referee, it would be fighting, mixed martial arts. I wouldn't want to ref a basketball game, even though I'm a basketball player. It's just too much going on. It's fucking difficult. You're in your own game in itself. Football, forget about it. That'd be insane running on the field with them fucking gladiators. But I would love to ref a fight because you're only stepping in if it's a submission, save them, a knockout, save them, and occasional eye pokes, couple fouls, maybe, break them up here and there, stand them up. But I believe it was Dan Mergliata that was reffing that fight, which is a great ref. But when you're a big heavyweight and you go down face first like that, you really have to jump in, because you have to know heavyweights, no matter who it is, carry so much power and so much devastating strength in each blow. And that was a fucking right hand to the chin, to the jaw. I understand it. It was definitely a slow stoppage because Derek was fine. He got right back up. He contested it. He was fine. He looked okay. He knew where he was. But it's unfortunate. He goes down easy. He goes down quick, and we've seen that time and time again. And the other stoppages, the two Bam Bam, Tayavasa, and the other time he got knocked out, he didn't fight it. He didn't contest it. He knew he got dropped. He knew he was out. It is what it is. This time he contested it, but it's just kind of sad to see. So I hope if Derek Lewis is going to stay in the UFC and keep doing his thing, I don't know how many fights he's got left on his contract, but if he gets pissed off about that, I think it might be scary. If Derek Lewis gets pissed off and uses that as fuel to come back and reclaim his black beast dominance, dropping on the floor and shit, which he definitely can. I mean, he's got the power, but it was definitely surprising to see him go down that fast, that quick again. So Let's pull for Derek Lewis. Hopefully he comes back. And that was in his hometown. So it's like, come on, fuck. Or that's in Dallas. Last time he was in his hometown of Houston. Next fight, the co-main event, the Brandon Moreno rematch, Kai Kara-France. First fight was great. Kara-France came out swinging the first round, then just kind of died out second and third round. This is a 5-round fight for an interim flyweight belt. And it was awesome. Kai came out. He was really impressive against Cody Garbrandt. I think that put him on the map. He's just been on a fucking tear. And he came out swinging. They both came out banging. But in the third round, he got the TKO finish with a nasty body kick. He body kicked right to the side. Boom. Caught him with the end of the toes and just put him down and just kind of jumped on him. But it was looking good the whole entire fight. But you could definitely tell Moreno is ready for that third fight against Figueiredo. He's definitely ready for that, the rematch of rematches again. So Brandon Moreno got that TKO in the third round. And then it was funny because you had him kind of being humble. I couldn't really understand what he was saying too much. It was loud where we were at. I didn't get to rewatch it, but you could tell he was kind of being humble in his victory. And then they had the champ, Davison Figueiredo, come in the ring, which I haven't seen in a long, long time since Brock came in and saw DC and you push me now. You get slept later. Never saw that fight. Good Lord. But he came in. It was all love. They kind of adapted up, kind of showed respect. And third time's a charm, baby. They're running it for the trilogy. So that's going to be a great fight. I can't. Wow, is it the trilogy fight or is it the fucking fourth fight? Holy shit. Figueiredo won. Moreno won. This is the fourth fight. I'm sorry. Wow. Figueiredo won first. Moreno won the belt back. Figueiredo won it back, which I think in that third fight, Moreno won. I'll just be honest. I think Moreno had it. It was a decision victory. I went and watched that one at the same military house. Shout out. So this is going to be a night. It's not like a fourth fight where you're just kind of like, why? We don't want to see it as much. But I think this fight is definitely going to show out because Moreno is even better than we just seen. He's getting better and better each time. He looked very, 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 very good in this trilogy fight against Figueiredo. He just slightly edged him, I guess, even though I really had him doing it. And then obviously we had the main event, the rematch, the biggest women's fight of all time. Really was. And Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena, to me, I mean, what more could you ask for? We knew from day one, fight one, who Amanda Nunes was. Not many people knew Juliana Pena as that well, me included. I didn't know as much about her. I knew she looked damn good, but I didn't know what she was going to bring to the ring to the octagon that fight, the first fight. And she fucking brought it. Brought the hands, brought the savageness, brought the dirtiness, brought the grit, brought the ground game, submitted Amanda Nunes, a black belt, fear jiu-jitsu black belt. Submitted her, which was, you could tell was I'm exhausted tap out. She didn't even have the choke under the neck. It was more under the face. But it was just, I'm exhausted. I'm beat. I'm done. Tapped out, ran it back. Now we're here. Rematch of rematches. Juliana's still fiery as fuck in the press conferences and the weigh-ins. Had her beautiful daughter right behind her. It was awesome. And the fight was different. Amanda Nunes comes out in a southpaw stance we haven't seen that in a while. And you can tell the right hook, the jab was going crazy. Every time Juliana, you can tell Amanda's definitely longer than her. She has distance. She's actually the double champ. She's the flyweight champ, which is above 145. And this is for the bantamweight 135 championship against Juliana Pena to get it back. And you could just tell off the rip, every time Juliana was trying to close the distance, get in to land her strikes, Nunes was hitting her with a right hook, hitting her with a jab every time. Eventually dropped her, I believe, like once or twice in that first round, maybe a total of like 4 times throughout the entire fight. Not like you're knocked out dropping her, but I'm hitting you in the right spot, hitting her in the temple, hitting her in the chin. As she's coming in off balance, dropped her ass. And Juliana is very good on the ground. So every time she was dropped, she was okay on her back. Let's go. Come down here. And each time Amanda Nunes did not want to engage that. She would let her get up. She let her get up about 3 times. This is over the course of the entire fight, but like I said, probably 2 of them in the first round. But um, then she just kind of went to the ground game. She was engaged on the ground game, I believe, in like the 3rd round, 4th round. Nasty elbows, split Juliana open, leaking bad, blood leaking, and she never fucking gave up. And Juliana, don't get it confused. A lot of, like, even Dana White after the fight, obviously, Amanda Nunes won in a unanimous decision. I believe it was unanimous. Got her title back. Yeah, unanimous decision. Wonder what they scored the card as. 45-50, 43-50, 44-50. So they really made it a dominant fight, even the judges, which, I mean, it definitely was. Okay. But I look at fights in a different way, in a different eye. It's a fight at the end of the day. It's about damage. Because as dominant as Amanda Nunes was in that fight, you would be surprised with how she looked in the post press conference interview. Her one eye was shattered, definitely fucked up, definitely had some damage to her, which lets you know Juliana had significant strikes to the head. Right now, the count 130 significant total strikes for Juliana, 126 total strikes for Pena or Nunes. I'm sorry. Pena had 130 landed, Nunes 126. Significant strikes, Juliana 60. Significant strikes, Amanda Nunes 85. And that's where you go right there. But I paint that just to let you know Juliana was in there. She got dominated, but she was fucking still. She didn't get dominated, if that fucking makes sense. She didn't get beat down. She didn't get knocked the fuck out. Was never out of the fight. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of times people get out of the fight. Eddie Alvarez, Conor McGregor, he hit him enough to where he wasn't knocked the fuck out. He was just out of the fight. Couldn't fight no more, just done. That was not Juliana Pena. Ever. Bloody as shit, dripping, leaking crazy. She had 2 submissions, had an armbar locked for sure for a little second, and then just kind of Nunes broke out of it. But the whole entire fight, that's round 4. The entire fight, round 5, same thing. Going for triangle chokes. But, at that point, they're so sweaty, they're so slippery, it's very hard to do to grab something like that. But Juliana was trying the entire time. So what do you look at? The fact that Juliana's on her ground the entire time, is that strictly points on Amanda for being on top dominant offensively? Or do you give Juliana a little bit of points for at least trying the submission, for countering a little bit? It's hard. It's fucking so hard. I feel like you almost need ex-fighters. Obviously, they have to, it's not like an analyst where your name gets you on here. You have to kind of prove yourself, get awarded the judge, whatever the fucking critiques it takes to get to, got to be or whatever it takes to be a ref, not even a ref, a judge. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think my ass off right here, but what does it take? What are the credentials to be a referee and a judge? I have no idea. I'm not mad at any of the refs. There's a few times they slip up, thought he was knocked out, thought he was asleep, Lawler, Lewis. We've seen the refs, but what qualifies you to be a judge? We need more ex-fighters as judges, because they will be able to see when someone is maybe trying to get their wind back, get their energy back on the ground, knowing they're not going to take any damage. I'm not fazed by being down here, letting you come into my guard. I'm fine. So I don't know, because I think there was a lot of that. Pena was on the ground a lot, on her back a lot, but she wasn't in immediate danger the entire time she was on her back. That's the only point I'm trying to make. Because, Dana said it was a complete blowout. He thinks it wasn't close. I thought it was closer than most think, because in a fight, is it one-sided as fuck to where they have no chance? It's a beatdown. Like, stop the fight. We've seen enough. It was never that. I was always on the edge of my seat, like, Juliana could. She could. When she grabbed that arm bar, everybody jumped out their seat. But regardless, I think we'll have to see a third fight. If it'll be immediate, I doubt it. I don't know. At the end of the day, Nunes just recaptured her 2nd belt. She is now, again, the double champ. Twice to do the double champ. Champ, yeah. So congrats to Amanda Nunes. Congrats to Juliana Pena on a fucking fantastic fight. The fans did not lose on that card. I will tell you, as a fan, when I lost my fucking money, did not lose it that night, worth every penny. So shout out to that. More huge fights coming up on the UFC cards. I mean, we got Usman, Leon Edwards coming up, Diaz, Hamzat signed for September. I know October's got like Sean Brady. I mean, you can't lose with the UFC. It's fucking the top of the top, back to back to back. Paulo Costa and Luke Rockhold coming up. I mean, we're loaded, guys. We're loaded. Can't wait. This is not going to be a long episode. I'm going to keep it short. This is actually in the morning, but I'm going to post it probably later on. I don't want to interfere with my dog, Pat. You already know I got to watch Pat McAfee's show every day. Thank you to the boys.
They're here.
Thank you, Wydoe.
Thank you,
Wide. Oh, that's your boy. So shout out to Big Pat. Shout out to Pat and all the boys. Going to be tuning in here in a little bit to the greatest show on the tube. Moving right along real quick, I got a couple things I wanted to talk about. The difference between likes and love. We are infatuated. We are so impressed. Everything is driven by likes these days. How many likes did you get? Whether it's business, personal, everything is based off of that. And now if we're looking at business, we're not talking business. Now we're talking personal wise. What do you take away from likes? I've had days. I've been on Instagram since 2000 and early 13. My senior year in high school, I discovered what Instagram was. I remember that day exactly too. So almost 10 years of that shit. Okay. And now I've had posts where I get 2 likes, 5 likes. I average like maybe 100 likes on my pictures. Now we got things called reels. When I started rapping and making music, my videos would get, a lot more plays and likes. So I kind of felt cool. One time on YouTube, one of my videos got 30,000 likes and plays, went on World Star. So you get nice feelings off the likes, right? And it's big numbers. I've never met 30,000 people that came and dapped me up. That's love. I'm going to get to that in a second. But I had 30,000 people who liked Wydoe's music. Loved it. Blessed. Thank you. Grateful. But I'm going to break down the difference of the two. So now we have Instagram Reels. I've been putting out a few Reels. I've gotten pretty good at it. I'm not going to lie if I don't say so myself. But it's not hard to fucking do it. Everybody's doing it. So I'm not really good, but compared to what I was last year, I'm great. Following me now. I'm grading against me. Everybody else, they're smoking my ass because they're getting millions. However, just told you, I get hundreds of views, hundreds of likes normally. Now I've got a few reels out there that have thousands of likes. First time in my lifetime. First time in my career. I literally had to turn off the notifications of Instagram off my phone because it was beep, beep every day. All day was just like. And I'm like, damn, this is what famous people go through. Times a million. So just imagine. Be careful what you want and wish for, people. But my point is, one of them has 15,000 plays and 1,000 likes. The other one has 13,000 plays. Right? I would trade. Now, hold on here. Ready? I've had people talk about likes on my podcast. I've had people likes on my music. We'll just go to music. On songs that I would get, let's say, 200 likes on, I appreciated every single like because that meant you listened. Most people listen multiple times if you really liked it, so I love it. But I would trade 200 likes on my SoundCloud for 5 people throughout that week to have come up to me in person and say, hey, man, you're Wydoe, right? And I've had that a few times. And I'm telling you, the 5 moments I can recollect and remember that people have came up to me in person and I wasn't expecting them. I didn't know who they were. Hey, you're Wydoe, right? Bro, I saw you perform. Hey, you're Wydoe, right? I listened to your music. One time I pulled up and a group of people in a car pulled up next to me playing my music. Unexpected. And I'm like, put the window down there. What? I was like, holy shit. Those 5 moments, let's just say, I would trade 500 likes for those 5 moments any day of the week. And that's the difference between like and love. Now, the likes can get me money. The likes, if it's enough, I can get paid off of that. Ads. The 5 people that showed me could give me money too if I'm selling something to them, but I'm not trying to sell nothing to them. They've already purchase my love by showing me love by playing my music, telling me how they knew who I was or that they liked it. Even if they didn't like it, I want to know why. I would much rather you tell me, hey man, I like you, but that song wasn't it for me. And here's why. Rather than just saying, yeah, why I loved it. Just because it's me. Following me here. So know the difference between likes and love. And not that the likes aren't important. The point is, how much do you care about the two? You have to separate the two. What holds more value to you? And it should definitely be the love. I don't even care if you're a fucking influencer person who relies on the likes to get you that money. At the end of the day, you'll see all the celebrities, all the big people tell you, even when they get rich, they're still not happy. So if you're really happy in life, the money's just an addition. The money's just icing on the top of the cake and allows you to do more things. So let's get to it, people. I'm not preaching. It's just a fucking great morning with your boy Wydoe, dog. God damn. And if you don't know, my whole point of this show, this whole platform is just me basically saying all the things that I wish I could have heard when I was coming up. Because I was lost, still lost. Don't know what I want to be when I grow up. But I'm trying. We're going to make a way. I know I've always wanted to do this, baby. You did. Also, know the difference between followers and family. That falls into the same boat. Followers by the thousands. Okay? A bunch. Why do we have thousands of followers and we get 100 likes? That's my family. That's the people that really rock with me. And then you have a legit tighter family group, whether it's blood, super close, you know. So many people are driven by their followers and what their followers think and care more about that than what the family thinks. My fucking sign's going crazy. That means I got to switch the battery, but I ain't got time. I ain't got no time for that. So I don't want to keep going crazy. I'm going to go out here, make some food, do some little workouts, put on some Snow Allegra. Shout out to Snow Allegra, man. That's my girl. She be killing the game. Silky smooth voice. And I do want to break down my top 10 video games of all time. This is probably the last thing I'll do on this podcast episode right here. I might do another show later on tonight, normal times. I just kind of want to come on here. I know it's been a long time since I've even dropped an episode. I don't know if the studio looks new. You see the jerseys, my boy D Wade in the back. Michael Ernest Jordan right there at Game 698. You should go watch my Instagram at Wydoe. I got a little viral video of me explaining and showing that. You know what? That'll be next episode. I'll get that right. I got to show that because I got some people in the comments. It's just hilarious. Anyway, moving on. Ooh, that's not good. Something's happening. So I'm trying to play my little song here. I can't tell if it's playing. I can't trust it. I'm just going to go ahead and break down my top 10 video games of all time. Now, obviously, this is my list, okay? And if I don't mention any games that, you know, and let's just go ahead and let it be known, I am a nerd by heart, played video games all throughout life. I think, you know, Grand Theft Auto taught me literally how to drive, literally prepared me to ace the driving test because I was fluent with driving mechanics because of how almost realistic it was. Straight up. So I appreciate video games since I was a boy, since I was a kid. And this is my top 10 list. My top 10 video games of all time for me personally. Now, I'm not putting the biggest, the greatest games. You know, Pac-Man's not on this list, even though that's, you know, Tetris, even though how big they are. This is a 10 games that influenced me the most and how much and games that I put the most time in, and they were just by far great games. So I had to put a lot of time in, and you had to be a great game, and you almost had to kind of revolutionize or influence something. You know, all these kind of games are their own kind of standalones in my opinion. So I'm sure I'm going to miss out on a few. I'm sure I'm going to miss out on a lot. Hopefully I'll name some of the ones that you also agree with that are deserve to be in this top 10 video game list. And we're going all types of consoles, nothing specific. I'm also, if it's a series game, the whole series is getting thrown on there. I'm not breaking down individual games. I ain't got time for that. I don't got enough fucking cool shit going on. It's just me talking into a mic, saying my opinions. So let's get into it. I hope to hear yours. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Chop it up in the comments. I got to start saying shit like that. Like, subscribe, your boy Wydoe. Follow the channel. I'll get better. Let's break down the list. Coming in at number 10, James Bond, GoldenEye 007, Nintendo 64. So everybody knows this game. The fucking viral TikTok clips going viral right now with the, the loading screen, the multiplayer. And I don't want to get flagged and copyrighted. I don't know the rules. Like, I wanted to like show a bunch of clips of the games and of the games that I'm breaking down and shit, but I don't know the rules yet. So maybe we'll do that in the future. But I mean, GoldenEye, everybody remembers the best first person shooter that we ever had as kids. We're on the Nintendo 64. Graphics for that time were beyond nice. We had snow missions. We had inside of Russian or whatever. I don't even know if it was Russian, but bases and shit. And the graphics, the sounds, all the guns were super skinny. You saw the gun, like the gun moved as you turned. That was mind blowing back then. And then obviously the story mode was awesome. I still remember to this day. I'll find myself going on YouTube watching people play back the video games on some nostalgic shit. It's funny, but James Bond is definitely one of those. I remember each mission and shit going up. The dark mission in the snow where you got to be silent, not be seen. The dark, I mean, come on now. You got to love it. But most importantly, I think the reason everybody loves GoldenEye is the multiplayer. Split screen. I mean, we'd wake up. Literally, we'd set alarms for 6:45. We'd have sleepovers at my house and my boy's house across the street. There'd be like 4 of us. And we'd wake up early as fuck just so we can play extra. We were weird. We had this is funny shit. I'm remembering it now. We had we did this for N64 James Bond GoldenEye, as well as the PlayStation version, which was called like, I don't even know. Who knows? Anyway, there were like boards for a cabinet. Okay. There were shelf boards and we took them off, or they were just off. And what we did was we put it and we split it right down the middle of my TV, and the board came out probably like 2 feet. And so we made it so player 1 and 3 were on a team and 2 and 4 were on a team. So us 2 were over here on this side of the fucking board and you're on that side of the board. So we got no screen peeking. We got no screen watching, no screen lookers, no complaints. This is real deal, Holyfield. Little kid in the bedroom, fucking James Bond playing video games, going crazy. So that's number 10. Gotta love James Bond GoldenEye. Coming at number 9 for me. This might shake some people up just because I know Battlefield let us down with 2042. I mean, who the fuck knows what that was? But in general, okay, this is why I made it series-wise, because there's games like Battlefield that have Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 that were just totally mind-blowing games that put the series on their back enough that I feel we shouldn't let the 2042s of the world drag us the fuck down, because good God. But I mean, in terms of, and I also threw Star Wars Battlefront along with this because I'm pretty sure DICE, they all kind of, the same makers were making those 2 games. And even if they're not, they're similar games to me, and I couldn't leave out Star Wars Battlefront. And I think by itself, it just doesn't stand. It's not enough alone. But if it's with Battlefield and I put them together, they can make my top 10 list. So as a fan, here we go, baby. Battlefield fans, we made it. The flying aspects, the realistic vehicles in Battlefield 1, the World War II, the World War I games, the old school guns, the weaponries is awesome, the pigeons, but by far, the reason Battlefield is on this list is just the environments, the landscapes, the sceneries, the graphics. I mean, I still to this day will put on Battlefield 5 and 1 just to see the big ass landscapes, man. It's fucking awesome. The destruction of buildings, the buildings falling down. I mean, the great story modes of the old Battlefield games still pretty good. I didn't even touch 2042. I played multiplayer and got the fuck out of there. I didn't want to disgrace myself as a fan, but hopefully we'll get better. So shout out to Battlefield. Star Wars Battlefront, I think, was awesome as a game. Brought in all the fans of Star Wars, wrapped them all into a great shooter with Jedis on the side. You know, multiplayer, split screen. I believe there's like a little story mode in the second one and the first. There was 2 games that released. 2 was fucking awesome. That's where we had the Jedis. And I mean, so coming at number 9, I had to put in the Battlefield and Battlefront as a package. Shout out to them. Coming in at number 8 is going to be the Skate series, which I believe is strictly available to Xbox for a while. And I might have saw like a preview where the new one's going to come to both platforms. That'll be interesting. But I used to skateboard big time as a kid in middle school, and I stopped kind of after freshman year going into sophomore of high school. But I was pretty good. I got really big into it. And at that time, Skate. Obviously, everybody remembers Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Massive game, you know, one of the biggest games of all time. But to me, I played those games a lot too, but it did not grab you the way Skate did. If you played Skate 1, Skate 2, Skate 3, the mechanics were I mean, it changed the entire game. You went from combo moves A, B, X, Y to literally having to flip the joystick and do an ollie and flick it this way for kick flip, heel, tray flip, laser, you know, a hard flip, no nollie. You know, it was definitely groundbreaking. Even if you weren't a skateboard fan, I just feel like the mechanics of what you can do, you can grab, you can flip, you're going fast. So Skate blew me away. And I put a lot of fucking time into the Skate games. I will say that. So coming at number 8, I had to give Skate. Shout out to my skateboard heads out there, skaters. Keep shredding that shit gnarly, dog. Gnarly, dude. I was more of like a hip hop skater. I had the fucking gym shorts, long socks, hip hop music going off, but and always Vans. Always Vans. I still have like a skateboard swag to me, but so coming to number 8, got to be the Skate series. Moving right along to number 7. Sorry if this is dragging along, people, but hopefully you agree with me. Number 7, God of War. I mean, I literally just played the new God of War, not Ragnarok, hasn't come out yet. Waiting for that. I mean, any game that you can go and have I don't think it was at the PlayStation reveal where they showcase all the new games, all the new shit. The last thing they showed was a fucking 15-second clip of God of War Ragnarok, which is literally just the symbol. And then you hear Kratos in the back. You know, you must prepare yourself. I can't do his voice. I can do a few voices. Cannot do Kratos. So God of War, the old games, PS2 classics, you know, come back and literally those were classics. They were more arcadey kind of feel, great story modes. It had the Greek mythology to it, which is awesome to me. But you know, very gory. I think the chains from the arcade perspective just was different for a video game back then. And then when we got the new God of War for PlayStation 4, I mean, it totally took it to a new extreme. It took it to a new fucking extreme with old Kratos and now the young boy, our young son here with us, young Loki. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry if Atreus is still what he's called to you. And just the story mode, like I had one of my friends ask me what game I would recommend if he wants to get into a game that's not a shooter, and I recommended God of War because it will draw you in, will make you want to keep playing it. It will have challenges for you that you won't just be able to fly through it at all. You're going to have to think a few times. You're not going to know where to go. So you're going to have to pay attention to the story. Or you can do what most do and just YouTube the shit and cheat. Fuck it. There's hours and hours of side quests and things you can do besides the normal story. So God of War, if you haven't played it, I would definitely recommend that. It's almost a movie that you're playing through at the same time. Literally, I mean, the drama that happens, the characters you meet, the storyline, the plot. It's literally a fucking movie that you get to interact in. Moving on to number 6, Super Mario 64. I mean, what a fucking classic. Let's go. I mean, come on now. Changed everything when I was a young kid. I played this. I'm at daycare. And, you know, it was just captivating. I still remember it to this day. I mean, anytime you see it, just remembering on the home screen at the home house, wherever that was, you'd go and pick the doors, and each door was a level, and you had the different Bowsers and Big Bowser and Little Bowser and Mama Bowser and that game just kind of put video games on a different kind of scale with the 3D aspects. I mean, slipping and sliding through the maps, grabbing the little tail of Bowser, swinging them around. I mean, the obstacles, avoiding the big ass bowling ball looking. I gotta play Super Mario 64 again. I mean, I haven't played that in 20 years or something, but had to make the list as a classic. And I wasn't just gonna put games on here if they were just a big game, but Super Mario 64 took up a lot of time for me as a young kid, so I definitely gave that a nod. And you know what? I just got to let you know. You guys know I'm a huge sports guy, big basketball players, but I might shock some people and let you know 2 games that did not make this list for me is 2K and Madden. And a lot of people might even just turn the shit off at this point. And they're great games. I like them. I never got into either or, thank God, because once you start seeing VC points and Madden shit, I saved a lot of money. But I couldn't ever get into the 2K and Madden because it was so realistic that it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, I bought into it so realistic that that's not how he would throw that. That's not the ball I wanted him to cross over into, and I could not. Maybe I just wasn't good enough. That's probably what the fuck it is. So they're great games. One of the best games ever by far. They didn't make my list because I just didn't put enough time into them. That's it. But the number 13th pick was the NFL Street and NFL Blitz, because although Madden and all that was more real, I had much more fun playing NFL Blitz and playing NFL Street 1 and 2. Not so much NBA Street, those were fun too, but NFL Street, GameCube, PlayStation, I mean, come on now. Come on now. I know you remember playing that shit. Vic with the backwards hat, juking off the wall with the cool ass colored ball. I bought one of them bitches. That was a game. So I had to bring up NFL Street, NFL Blitz. Blitz was more of the arcade. I mean, come on. How many quarters did we take from our parents to go cash in at the game room of whatever sports bar we were up in? Come on now. I know I had a lot. A lot. And if you won, you got to keep playing. So great memories. Moving right on to the top 5. Just had to get a couple honorable mentions. Had a couple honorables like Star Fox, Gauntlet. Remember Gauntlet, Dark Legacy. Had to love that. Midnight Club. Come on now. Titanfall. That was an awesome game for me. Titanfall 2. You know what another honorable mention I have to mention right here is Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead was super big, and I almost forgot about it when I was looking through games that I should put on this list. But Left 4 Dead, I had a lot of time on that motherfucker. We're gonna talk about a great zombie game. Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 were awesome. Put it with co-op, very simple. I like games that are simple. You can get into it, you can get good, move forward. Awesome. You don't gotta, every game can't be like Elden Ring. Every game can't be super dynamic and super in-depth like Skyrim, which they're awesome. I love those games, but not everybody's got time to get into all that shit. Even like The Witcher. You gotta know who's who and what's what to really appreciate a game with that much volume, that much depth. So moving on, breaking the top 5 of Wydoe's top 10 video games of all time. Let me know what you think. If it's a terrible list, okay list, good list, and let me know what I missed. Whew. Coming in number 5, a game that changed me and my dog, our lives for sure. When we got this, actually, I only had a PlayStation 2, and a big brother friend of mine let us borrow his Xbox 360 for the weekend, and it came with 2 games that he had. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, which was groundbreaking at that time. This is like when Xbox 360 was just released, so the graphics were out the world. But the game we played every day, all day throughout that weekend is my number 5 game of all time, and that is the Gears of War series. Strictly an Xbox exclusive. And let me just tell you, I used to love third-person shooters. There's been a couple of good ones. Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon is a third-person shooter. nothing came close for me than Gears of War. And it might even be because it's not as realistic as the Tom Clancy. I think it's hard to be realistic and third person. Gears of War brought us an entire new world, almost like Doom, just times a million. You had real guys, a real story with Dom, a real story. I mean, Gears of War 1, when we got that game, it was scary to us. We were learning how to shoot with their guns, the reload mechanism, how you have to, really reload and have to time it. That was different. That was awesome to us. How you hide behind walls, cover. You have to use your partner. If you're by yourself, you die, you die. If you have a co-op, if you die, I can come save you. We're good. So that was huge. Like me and my boy, I'd risk it. I'd go out and go crazy and he'd stay back with the sniper. I mean, for the amount of time that we put into Gears of War, oh my God. And that's strictly just the story mode, which is phenomenal. Gears 1, 2, 3, there's been like 5 at this time. I kind of stopped playing super, super hard after like 4, but, or after 3, I'm sorry. But 1 and 2 blew us away. Multiplayer, phenomenal. The multiplayer of Gears of War, the original, I mean, I can literally see us playing. It was a map called Gridlock. I think everybody remembers that one. It was the greatest map of all time. You'd rush to get the sniper tower. They'd rush to go over here. And it was just a feeling you would have playing Gears of War with one life, quiet as shit, moving around. Your partner could spectate you. Gears of War, I appreciate everything that you guys did, the makers, the people that are behind that series. Thank you guys. Motherfucker has a chainsaw on an assault rifle. What are we talking about? Okay. What are we talking about? I mean, the Berserker, I'm remembering everything right now. In the first one, when you're going through the wall and the Berserker comes out of nowhere, it scared the shit out of us. Yes, sir. Moving right along. Episode number 4 on this top 10 list is one of my favorites, and that has to be Super Smash Brothers. I'm talking as a young kid. Number 1 changed my life. That was all the way in. Brawl when it came out for GameCube. Or I'm sorry, Melee when it came out for GameCube. Oh my gosh, that's all we were playing as kids. We had to unlock, the unlockable characters. You had to get them all. You had to get Roy, Marth, Falco, Mr. Game & Watch, Mewtwo. A lot of time spent on Super Smash Bros. I mean, what a great concept. You get 100% life, and each punch that you receive and take is diminishing your health. And you're getting flown around, you're getting hit by objects, hit by special moves, and you're going all in. When you get down to about 25%, now those hits that you took are sending you out the fucking map. Dying, coming back in. I mean, we literally would have days where it'd be 4 of us, and we'd put it like 20 lives each. You could do like 100 lives. Like, it'd be ridiculous. Just shooting the shit, just playing, But that's one of the games, and I feel like all these games here are reasons that I put them on the list is if I can go grab it right now and pop it in right now, will I enjoy it? Will my future kid or a young boy, a young Wyatt, would he enjoy it with me right now? Would I enjoy it as an adult? Would my friends that used to play, if we played it right now, would we still have fun? Because some games, when I go back and play it, you were like, what the fuck were we thinking? This shit's terrible. This is one of those games. If you're drunk, you're at a party, you throw on Super Smash Bros., you might get laid that night because so many people are going to be happy that you brought on the best party game of all time, Super Smash Bros. You got to be good. This is not one of those Mario Party where you just shooting the shit. You got to be good to play this motherfucking game. So Super Smash Brothers had to come in at number 4. At number 3, coming in for me, is the GTA series. Grand Theft Auto. I mean, as a young kid, when I first got into games, I was like, man, I found Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And I'm just like, what if they get a game that's like everything's real life? Like my house is in it, New York's in it, everything's real. They used to blow my mind. And Grand Theft Auto got fucking pretty damn close. Obviously, everything's not legit, but I mean, they literally made LA. You felt like you're in Miami and Vice City. Everything's so real. the cars, the traffic, the people, the houses, and it's just been a franchise that if you mention video games, you mention Grand Theft Auto, GTA. Good, the bad, the ugly, it doesn't matter. You have to name it. And like I mentioned earlier, I give Grand Theft Auto full credit on making me a good driver. Full credit. It prepared me because Grand Theft Auto and Midnight Club, I played it so much, and I think a lot of people did. I played it so fucking much. I said, fuck the story. I would just drive around just to shoot the shit and feel cool as a driver, and I'd obey traffic. What? I don't know why, dog. I wanted to make it look real. I'd have the camera from the side. I'm sitting there at a park at a fucking red light. And then I'd roll with traffic and be like, all right, fuck it, I'm speeding now. So the amount of time I put in on Grand Theft Auto speaks for itself. Vice City 3. San Andreas blew everybody out the water at that time. You go back now, it's like, damn, the graphics are a little crazy, but it still holds up as a great game. And obviously GTA 5 is still here getting updates, but I'll pop that bitch in just to go ride around. I enjoy going to ride around. My favorite thing is go up to the airport, steal a jet, fly out, and see what we're doing. Get 5 stars, 6 stars, see how long we can survive. I mean, everybody remembered the damn codes as a kid. I don't remember any off the top of my head, but I mean, R2, R2, XX, up, down, left, right. I mean, come on now. Grand Theft Auto. Thank you from the video game gods. Coming in number 2 for me has to be the Call of Duty series. This is definitely the game that I have the most time played by far. Warzone is out right now. Never got into the newer ones, to be honest. Like my Call of Duty playing really fell off after I went to college, or after I came home from college. While I was in college, we started playing again, and had nothing to do. Those days were Call of Duty Ghost and shit. Kind of whatever. But obviously everybody knows the Call of Duty franchise itself is good enough. We've had a couple whatever games, but even those at the time, they're greatness, because Call of Duty is just one of the greatest franchises, one of the best mechanical feeling first person shooters we've ever had. And Modern Warfare 2, COD 4, those two alone stand with anything. So anything after that is just kind of for fun. World at War was a classic for a lot of the OGs. Call of Duty 2 was awesome to me. That PP90, I was going crazy back then in them days. And the shooting mechanics from those games was groundbreaking. How fast you shot and how fast the bullets hit the target was so realistic, and it really wasn't seen in many other video games until Call of Duty came around. Modern Warfare 2, I can't even tell you how many days played. I looked the other day on Warzone. I'm pretty good at Warzone. I stopped playing a lot, to be honest. There's so many updates. I haven't played honestly in probably 8 months. But I probably have maybe 1 or 2. I think I have 2 days played. Maybe 2 days played on, fuck no, not 2 days. I have like 1 day and a few hours played on Warzone. Total gameplay, they track that on the leaderboards. Modern Warfare 2, who you can forget about that one, brother. We're talking weeks. That shit had the world captivated. I don't give a fuck. Favela, Terminal, the airport, Rundown, Modern Warfare 2 was life-changing to me. We went to tournaments. We played in tournaments locally here. Never forget those days. And there was a lot of cool kids back then that I know to this day that are cool kids now. We were back there and playing fucking Modern Warfare. I paid $50 to go to a place to get me 10th prestige quicker. I was at like 6th and I just gave up. I wanted everything. Remember that. If you remember the emblems, the logos, that shit mattered. That game was, we'd play game battles. We're playing tournaments online and shit, fucking disputing people with videos on YouTube. You can't complain. Warzone is great. I mean, people don't even remember and don't even talk enough about how great some of the Call of Duty story modes really are. I mean, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2's story modes, World at War, I thought had a great story mode. I mean, listen, the Call of Duty series is by far one of the greatest games of all time. I think everybody will have that on their list somewhere, somehow. For me, it's coming in at 2, only because the number 1 game for me is the one game that got me into video games, and the one game out of any game on this list that I have literally went and got and bought a console and bought the game to play it again. And this is probably like a little over a year ago that I did this. And that is going to be The Legend of Zelda. The game I'm talking about is Ocarina of Time, obviously. Nintendo 64. Probably one of the greatest games to ever be made. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Obviously, we got Majora's Masks. We've got the Wind Waker. We've got Twilight. We've got a bunch of them moving forward, but I'm going to strictly speak on the ones that are close to my heart. We'll just strictly speak on Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Little Wind Waker. So, I mean, if you've never played Zelda as a kid, if you never got into it, this might be, what the fuck, Wyatt? But if you played it, I feel you know exactly what I'm talking about. No game has ever been able to captivate a young kid, an adult, generations like Zelda. Very, very little dialogue, audible dialogue. It's all you're reading. It's all captions. They're saying they're speaking in whatever, but no audio here. You're speaking, you're reading. So we learned about who Link was. I'm gonna name my fucking son. This is legit. So my middle name is Wyatt. I go by Wyatt. I don't like my first name. My son, whenever I hopefully have a kid in the future, his middle name will be Link, named after. And I've had that as I don't care. Fuck it. I think Link's a cool ass name, and it's up to him. You can use it or not, but it's going to be your middle name, my boy. You're a hero. You're a legend, and you're going to get the bag. Keep on fighting, Link. So, and Link obviously is the main character of the Zelda series. People get that confused a lot, thinking he's Zelda. No, Zelda's the princess that we're trying to save and falling in love with. Come on now. Link is the hero of time. And so basically the games, I'm sorry to ramble here, but Ocarina of Time, I mean, the way the third person, the mechanics of it, the story of it, the engagement of it. I mean, the first time I can remember having like an inventory and this is a Nintendo 64 game. This game was light years ahead of its time. You had a whole inventory. You got new suits, new armor, new weapons, new boots. You had an ocarina, which then performed songs, which did things for you, made things happen, teleport, open this, do that. You had to figure, I literally bought it as a grown man again, just to go through it. And it was just as good as a kid. It was fucking just as good. I beat it even easier because I'm good now. And as a kid, I remember how sad I was when you go into the Temple of Time and you fast forward and now you come out and everybody's zombies and Ganondorf is taken off. And it's like, I was sad. I was like, it's Ganon. I remember as a kid being mad and shit because you feel like you're in a fucking movie. And if you can make me feel like I'm in a movie as a video game, you've done your job. And I love it. So I just want to wrap up my top 10 with you guys. I thank you for taking a little bit of time out to listen to my Zelda talk, my video game talk. If you disagree, let me know. If I was fucking way off, if I've had some games that didn't even deserve a mention, please let me know. Obviously I wasn't big into Final Fantasies. There's a lot of huge games out there that I did not mention. The Halos, that I'm not respecting. This is strictly my list, so I would love to hear your guys' top 10, your top 2, whatever. Let me know where I messed up, where I got it right, and if I got any games that you're happy that I've listed. I'm happy anytime I see Gears of War. God of War gets a lot of love. Call of Duty, obviously. I'm very happy if I can see somebody show some love to Gears, because Gears of War and Skate, I mean, those games, personally for me, went a long way. And so I'll probably wrap up this podcast. Like I said, it's early morning. Good morning to you guys on this Monday. I should be able to post this pretty soon here after I'm done. I hope everybody has a great day today, great week moving forward. I'm going to try to do a show maybe every day this week, maybe every other day. Who knows? I'll figure it out as I go. You know how we do it. It's your boy Wydoe. And I think that's pretty much it. You know, and I thought my jokes were bad. Oh, and by the way, the suit, it wasn't cheap. You ought to know, you bought it. I love doing that Joker shit. I want to. I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! It's gone. I want to hear a preposition. Let's wind the clocks. I don't even know what I'm doing. Let's wind the clocks back a year. These cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened? Your balls drop off? You see, a guy like me, a freak, a guy like me. Look, listen, I know why you choose to have your little group therapy sessions in broad daylight. I know why you choose to go out at night. The Batman. You see, Batman has shown Gotham your true colors, unfortunately. Dent, he's just the beginning. Oh, and as for this television's so-called plan, Batman has no jurisdiction. He'll find him and make him squeal. I know the squealers when I see them. And I don't even know what I'm doing. I just love these lines. I'm fucking getting lost. What do you propose we do? It's simple. We kill the Batman. If it's so simple, why haven't you done it? If you're good at something, never do it for free. How much you want? Half. You're crazy. I'm not. No, I'm not. Look, if we don't do something about this now, soon little Gamble here won't be able to get a nickel for his grandma. Enough from the clown. Let's not blow this out of proportion. You think you can steal from us and just walk away? Yeah, I'm putting a word out. 500 grand for this clown dead. 1 million alive so I can teach you some manners first. All right, so why don't you give me a call when you want to start taking things a little more seriously? Here's my card. Why I did that? Who the fuck knows? But I got into it. I kept it rolling. That is one of my favorite movies of all time, Joker. Rest in peace to Heath Ledger, the legend. And yeah, man, I think I'm gonna start doing that. Doing some voice shit, doing some I don't know. We'll figure it out. You let me know if you like it, if you love it, if you hate it. Either way, it's Wydoe, and I appreciate it. Whew. Till next time, baby. Till maybe later on into this day. This is the official Wydoe podcast with your boy YDOE. And I'm not sure if the sound is playing right now. I hope it is, which would be my little music I got going on. But until next time, on the official Wydoe podcast, it is your boy YDOE, and I hope everybody has a great day, a great month, a great week, a great year, a great life. I don't know why that's still up on the damn board. I know Zelda's number 1, but my bad. Till next time, I'll see everybody later on the Wydoe podcast. Let's go in and jump on Pat McAfee's show. Also, check out Coach JB later on today on the Hate Me Now, Love Me Later podcast. I might pop in on there, see what he's talking about, get some real talk banner with a real talk G. Whew. Till next time, it's your boy Wydoe. Everybody have a great day. All love. Let me know where I fucked up, and I'll let you know where you're right. Good night.